Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to tell you all about the latest from Black Orchid Empire, Semaphore, out June 12 on Long Branch Records. This album has 13 tracks, 41 minutes in length, and this the band's third full-length studio album. For this third full-length studio album, the band decided to go with a sci-fi concept album that in my opinion really has a very deep impact not only on the music, but on the overall structure of the album. The structure of the album is driven by the band's signature sound that allows the record to have individual style tracks and still stay connected through the overall soundscape that the record has to offer. This is really important when you're talking about a concept album. You have to have songs that feel like they are individual, almost like they're created in a vacuum, that have their own structure, their own sound, their own delivery, their own emotional signature, if you will, and at the same time allowing all of those songs to stay interconnected in order for the story to be told as you go through the journey of listening to the record. To me, the band achieved that with this album. When you start looking deeper into the record, you start to realize that there are two main forces behind everything that pushes this album forward, and that is the guitars and the vocals. As far as the guitars are concerned, they're really outstanding, very diverse in their sound, very diverse in their signature, very diverse in their delivery. You really feel like they went and they really expanded on the sound, on the approach that the guitars have on this record to really push everything out and at the same time contract everything in. I love what they did as far as the guitars are concerned. Like I said, very diverse, very melodic at times, very driven, heavy, groovy. They just went almost anywhere they needed to go depending on the specific needs of each individual song. Once again, the concept is there in the background. You have to serve that master. And in my opinion, the guitars do that job masterfully on every single song. Really enjoy the guitar work, really splendid work all across 13 tracks. As far as the vocals are concerned, Paul's vocals on this album are outstanding. I don't say this very often, but he did a magnificent job across this album. There's not one single song that you listen to and you're not impressed with his vocal delivery, with his vocal performance. Incredible. Even the little add-ons, adding a little bit of an electronic element, adding a little bit more darkness, changing the delivery, changing the mood of how the vocals come across. Everything surrounding the vocals on this album are absolutely phenomenal. A little bit diverse at times, but consistent across every single song. Kudos to them for all the work that they did, because it really comes across in the overall quality that the album has to offer. And in my opinion, this is a quality record. Outstanding record, I would say, with the vocals and guitars being the two main focal points, the two beacons that really push the concept forward and really expand on it. I love this record. I love the work that you feel went into creating this record, because this is a very detail-oriented album. There's a lot of layers, there's a lot of texture, there's a lot of different moving pieces that really are coming together perfectly. It's really a puzzle. This record really feels like a puzzle, but every single piece fits in the right place, and that allows the album to have the strength that it has, to have the sound that it has, and to be as cohesive, as dynamic, as fluid as it is. As far as songs are concerned, I want to start off with Singularity. I really like this track. It's groovy as far as the guitar melodies are concerned, but also heavy at times. The vocals sound distant, almost robotic, specifically in the verses and the way it begins, and it moves towards the chorus. The bass adds a great undercoat, in my opinion. It adds a little bit of heaviness, it adds a little bit of grooviness, and that to me, it creates the perfect bass line, it creates the perfect foundation for everything else that they added onto the song. The chorus explodes with melody, musically and vocally, and that is very important, becomes the heartbeat of the track. There is a vocal bridge on this song that in my opinion replaces the solo, but it works extremely well. It really pushes the song forward. It gives it a little bit of a sense of heaviness. It gives it a sense of melody, and that's really all that this song is about. It's really the combination of heaviness and melody coming together to create a very dynamic, a very fluid track all around. This is the second track on the album after the intro track, so it technically almost becomes the first track, and to me this becomes the signature of what you're gonna get as far as the sound and delivery and approach is concerned for the rest of the album. Each song is going to change, but this song offers a glimpse into every single detail that you're going to get down the line as you progress with the record. Next, Motorcade. The guitar on this song sounds a little bit darker, more penetrating, has a more penetrating sound. The vocals grow through the verses, pre-chorus and chorus. There's a sense of crescendo, there's a sense of addition, there's a sense of growth as the vocals progress through all the different stages of the track, really offering you 3 different approaches on all 3 different stages, being the verses, pre-chorus, and chorus. I like that. I like that feeling of growth. It really works well with the song, and it really works well as you transition from the previous track into this song. The chorus is very melodic, very hooky, and that to me creates a little bit of more a sense of gravitating towards it. It becomes a lot more robust, it becomes a lot more noticeable. Following the second chorus on this song, the atmosphere of the track kind of drops down to a more melodic, stripped down approach that makes the song feel slightly darker, a little bit more somber. The vocals and the sound explode afterwards. So I like that dynamic, because you have a song that's very dynamic, that has that crescendo feel going, like I said, from the verses to the pre-chorus to the chorus, exploding in the chorus, and you have that happen twice. And then after the second chorus, everything really drops down. You feel like the air came out of the balloon. But what that does is it allows for the chorus that comes afterwards to sound a lot heavier, to feel a lot heavier, to feel a lot more robust, which allows the song to close on a very strong note. That dip really intensifies how much higher you go afterwards. So you're almost going higher than what you really are because of the change in dynamic that the song has. Works extremely well for this track. Next is Dust, a song that really alternates a more mellow sound and vocal performance as well, with a little bit more heavier and an intense approach. This is really a roller coaster ride, if you will, a song that has a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys, and those peaks and valleys are really far apart from each other. It's not a smooth transition, it's not a bumpy ride. This is a song that really gives you this feeling of up and down as you're going through it. It's great. It's a great dynamic track. It really expands and contracts the sound at the same time. So every time you go to a peak, you feel like the sound on the track, both musically and vocally, is expanding, and then when you go into a dip, when you go into a valley, you feel like the sound is contracting. I love that approach. I love that feel to the song. It really creates waves within the track, allowing the song to be heavy, to be melodic, to be more somber, to be darker. It has this perfect balance between the two worlds, and you're just feeling this coming and going as you navigate through the song. Great track, really well constructed. It's not a long song, but when you have this much of a dynamic pull, this much of extending and contracting, you really don't need to go overboard with the song. You just need the song to be impactful, to have strength, and to be driven. And the song is all of those things put together. Alright guys, this is it. This is Black Orchid Empire with Semaphore. Once again, out June 12 on Long Branch Records. If you're a fan of great guitar work, really groovy melodies, dark sometimes, but really driven, penetrating guitar riffs, and you're a fan of outstanding vocals, and I don't say this very often, outstanding vocals, you need to check out this record. I really feel like you're going to gravitate towards this album. You're going to really enjoy the ride that the record will take you on. The album, once again, will be out June 12 on Long Branch Records. Use the comment section below to let me know your thoughts on the band or on the singles. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.